Who wouldn't want to hang out with us?
No, Sammie, I got a joke for you. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Is that too hard? Like, I
Whoa, that
don't
took a
know.
dark turn.
Is that bad? Is that should I
It's
not
it's it's
that?
not good. It's not good. Let's just leave it at that.
We'll either leave this in or we'll start it from like right after the punch said.
You might as well
Not
leave it in.
bad, but you gotta laugh. Some. We got a whole new crisis going on, Sammy. We can't hold on to the past. I'm just kidding.
New days and times.
Anyway, welcome, Sports Savage. Garrett Savage, Los Angeles, California. Sammy, Orlando, Florida. Sammy, what's up?
Yo, 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 Savage Life, Sports World, what's happening?
So as y'all saw, the show's changing up a little bit. It looks like an actual show or starting to. So
Yeah.
evolving. I told Sammy, I was like 15 minutes before the show started, it just bang, like right in my head. So with the coronavirus, Sammy, they're saying a big thing about like bringing college back in general, like college sports, is the traveling, right? Because people travel from all over. Teams fly. It's just way too much. This guy, this guy right here. I said, you know what? I got a brilliant idea. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reconference. Okay, so it's going to be four conferences. Each have 12 teams, and I relocated them due to area. Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna take one of these. Anyway, okay. So ACC. Here's using the ACC. Now, some of it's going to be familiar and some of it won't. ACC might be the most dominant conference, but I'll let you be the judge. So it's Clemson, NC State, Virginia, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Duke, Tennessee, Vandy, Maryland, South Carolina, Bama, Auburn, and we'll put Navy in there too.
That does seem pretty loaded. Let's see how this
But
breaks
all
down.
in the middle, that kind of that hugging that
You
coast, so
know,
flying,
Eastern Seaboard, yeah.
All right,
Okay, makes sense.
here's the new SEC. It's basically Florida plus like every other. So FSU, UF, Miami, UCF, South Florida, FIU, FAU, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, UAB, Louisville, and Wake.
Okay. We're still making sense here. There's a
It's not
couple
bad.
SEC teams. I'm wondering where they're going to end up, but
I think the ACC is a little more top heavy, and I think the new SEC is a little more accordion. It's a little more stretched out, but
if these Florida teams could step it up, it wouldn't be so top heavy.
it's true. Big 12, OU, Oklahoma, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Texas, TCU, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Kansas State, uh, LSU, Nebraska, North Texas, UTSA, and Rice.
Okay. I mean, we're still getting there. You got Texas, pretty much Texas
So it's
playing
like
Texas and
Texas, all that.
Kansas, Oklahoma,
I
all that.
realized I didn't do any Pac-12, so I'll probably
So
who
that yeah,
cares?
does
Well,
that really matter? Like, is a Pac-12 team ever really going to compete for a championship?
not anytime soon. I guess I could have done like a Pacific one, but who cares? It would just basically be the Pac-12. Like,
This is completely random, but I didn't hear Boston College either.
some didn't make the cut.
Oh wow! So they're
Them all in because I had just thought of this, so I was like, well, I had to play Sophie's Choice, Illinois, and like Northwestern. I was like, well, I don't know.
but they're gonna have to do something of that fashion if they expect to have a season where players and teams or programs are able to travel.
Right.
If the virus is still an issue, so something's gonna have to change.
I got a Big Ten though too. Okay, so it's OSU, Big Ten's not much different. OSU, Penn State, Michigan, Indiana, Michigan State, Rutgers, Notre Dame is added. North Dakota State University is added. They're always bragging about how they're Division III champions. Put them in with the big boys. They got a big stadium. I mean, they win the Division III all the time. Put your money where your mouth is. Get one of these chumps like Northwestern out. Minnesota,
Wow.
Wisconsin, Iowa State. It's a new addition. Purdue and Illinois, and then the Pacific Coast can do whatever they want. But that's foolproof, Sammy. Okay, we're centralizing it. We're cutting down all the transportation. We're cutting down the cross contamination. What do you think?
There's so many teams getting so much money in these conferences. I mean, you're going to have to drag those SEC teams out of the SEC. It would make the most sense logistically, just to kind of avoid the spread of this virus. This is still a problem by the time the college season kicks off. But they're going to have to do or make some major changes if they plan on having things go as planned.
Yeah, I mean, and they're even talking about pushing the season back, which wouldn't be too bad. I mean, if they push it back like a month, whatever. I mean, it probably wouldn't change too much because we have to wait a few weeks between like bowl week and that anyway.
I don't think America's going to be able to do much without football. So college football is included with that. But there's only so many different ways you can spin off to the public of making these kids do things.
Speaking of not getting paid, Jalen Green going to the G League, $500K to not go to college for a year. We'll throw that in real quick. I see this as the future. I mean, I see this as the albatross for the NCAA. You can't offer kids five. I mean, you can, just not on the books.
Blue chips.
We all know that. But I mean, the XFL. I mean, who knows what's going to happen to that? But the G League, they get this kid. New Zealand got some guy last year that was like a big recruit. I see this as the first domino falling, Sammy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And by the way, the XFL is dead. That's what happened to it. It's dead. It's not coming back. Vince McMahon stopped trying to put on football games. But anyway, if I'm the NBA, I don't understand why I haven't tried to market the G League, formerly known as the D League, for the past decade. With football, you have college football, which is its pipeline for its premium talent. Why wouldn't the NBA have the same thing? And yeah, you can say that about college basketball, but at the same time, with a one and done system, you're really getting guys who were in high school 2 years ago playing professionally on the prime time stage, facing that scrutiny when they don't live up to the hype. This way, not only are you able to get a better product on the floor with the G League, but you're putting some juice into the G League. You're getting people watching it. It should be every player should do a mandatory year in the G League. Could you imagine a Zion, a LeBron in the G League? And yeah, the NBA Players Association and the players, they hold a lot of weight. But with that being said, the NBA has to put his foot down at some point. So this makes the most sense for any young kid who is very talented in the game of basketball and understands that his future immediately can be impacted by making millions of dollars, more so than getting an education. But if you're going to pay guys to play basketball, there's going to be so many who choose that over just being famous for a year on campus.
And let's say they had their own little March Madness where they do their own little tournament. And you see in these high school studs play in that tournament as opposed to, March Madness, which didn't happen this year, So I'm shedding it here. But it looks like they play into March. That's what it looks like, Sammy. Yeah, I mean, their final is in March 28th. There you go. There it is. Ding, ding, ding. G League's I love it, though. I want to see these kids get paid. They deserve to get paid. NCAA athletes should be getting paid now if they're not under the table. Good. I say this is good. Anytime we can move forward with sports, it's a good thing.
Absolutely. And it's not going to destroy college basketball because every player isn't going to be good enough to go to the G League. It's not going to hurt the NBA because if you're balling out in the G League, then you just get promoted to the NBA. So it just makes too much sense. It has to be some kind of secret back channel ways that the NCAA and the NBA are probably in bed together because, like I said about college football, the NCAA is the pipeline for a lot of American athletes as far as the NBA goes.
We got a new segment. It's called Racia.
New segment alert.
About racist stuff in sports, I guess. I don't know. First one is
intro needs work, but hey,
intro does need work. I need a lot of work on my intros. Like the joke in the beginning. I don't know. Like I can't win them all today, Sammy. Anyway, Mississippi State, Mike Leach. I don't know if that's such a good fit. He's kind of like a heady kind of dude. Now he's in like the dirty South. Don't know if that's gonna work. Anyway, he tweeted a picture It's like it says after 2 weeks of quarantine with her husband, Gertrude decided to knit him a scarf, and it's a noose.
Whoa.
Mike Love, I believe, is the player's name. That's his name. Lovett. That's his name. Fabian Lovett. I don't know where Mike Love. That's my point. Name.
Mike Love.
Mike Love. Fabian Lovett transferred to the Knowles, baby. He's a big dude. He's over 6'3". He's over 3 Vills. He can play for 4 years. I'm glad he did it. Sammie, as a black man, and you see this tweet or you hear about it, what comes to mind first?
Fear. Whenever I hear nooses and white people, instant fear. I can't say that I understand why white people don't understand that they can't joke about certain things, like hanging people, or a word that starts with an N that was used to bring down a certain race. So I don't know. The ignorance is not lost on me, but with that being said, he's going to have a lot of guys in his locker room who look like me, and they're going to have to all work together to reach a common goal, which is to win games, because that makes the coach and the players look better. So he's going to come out with some dry-ass apology. I'll take that back. It's Mike Leach, so he may be a little stubborn, but he's still going to have to eat a little crow. But I say that he's in Mississippi, so for something like this to go down, I don't think Mississippi's going to cause too much of a ruckus about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you this. As a white person, those kind of things don't come to mind at first. This was supposed to be a joke about his wife needing him a noose so Mike Leach could hang himself. That was his ultimate goal. But you got to read the room, man. You're in Mississippi State, okay? That's like notorious for, racial, shit still going down. So, yeah, there's no excuse. He lost the player. Did the punishment fit the crime, Samuel?
I don't necessarily feel like it's a crime, because the player has the right to play for whoever he wants to play for. I get your point, and I want to kind of edit what I say. I said before just a little bit, and I don't do this often. I don't understand why white people can't understand that they can't joke about things publicly. Anybody can joke about anything, but like you said, you got to read the room and there's context. So with that being said, I don't think Mike is really going to be punished. If he goes out and he wins 10 games at Mississippi State after the trash they've been since Dak left, he's going to be known as a hero, and this is going to be forgotten. But like I said, he's going to have guys in his locker room that hopefully he can answer some tough questions if they have them. But again, it's Mike Leach.
Mike Leach. Number 2. NASCAR star. I don't know. I didn't know you could call them NASCAR. They should just be NAS stars, not NASCAR stars.
NAS stars. The only NASCAR star is Junior.
Yeah, I guess. Kyle Larson. He was fired for using the N-word during a live stream virtual race. Okay, first of all, can we say how dumb the virtual races are? That would just be like, and I don't even know if they're counting. That would just be like if an NFL head coach played with his team on Madden or something. The offensive coordinator did, and then the defensive coordinator grabbed the controller when it was defense. It's so dumb. I don't even know if it's counting for real stuff. Apparently, people watch it. So Larson was like talking with, I guess, one of his dudes in a headset. In a microphone check, he says, "You can't hear me," followed by the N-word. And then someone said, "Kyle, you were talking to everyone, bud." And then another responded, "Yikes." I'm going to play it. I don't know if it's going to say it or not. We can bleep it out if it does. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
I can see it. You can't hear me? Hey, nigga. Wow, big.
All right, so you heard it there first. Sammie, reaction.
This is my live reaction. I don't really know what to do with that. That's not the first time he's dropped that, and it was the hard R. So it's like, man, he thought he was being funny. Everybody's a fucking comedian. Now he's an unemployed comedian. So this punishment fits the crime. It seemed, if I'm being completely honest and using context, it seemed like he meant it in a manner to the person he was speaking with, like they have some form of a relationship. It wasn't a complete stranger. But with that being said, you can't call your friends that, especially when you're not black.
I mean, I don't know any white people that call other white people that. Like
It
I've
doesn't
never
happen.
that do. Obviously, they do, and that's a
Oh
great.
my God!
thing.
Wait! The other guy he was talking to was white.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God! So wait, no, redo my reaction. He's a fucking idiot. You got fucking fired for using a racial slur against somebody who's not even that race. Yeah,
He
he's a
doesn't
fucking
say that he's.
dick.
I think he's white. I mean, I don't understand if you. And then he had an apology. Do we want to listen to the
Yes,
apology?
we have to, because it's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry. Last night I made a mistake and said the word that should never, ever be said. And, there's no excuse for that. I wasn't raised that way. It's just an awful thing to say. And I feel very sorry for my family, my friends, my partners, the NASCAR community, and especially the African American community. I understand the damage is unrepairable, and I own up to that. But I just wanted to let you all know how sorry I am, and I hope everybody is staying safe during these crazy times. Thank you.
Don't put this on coronavirus, bro. Don't slide that.
He might be a little infected, bro. Times are crazy, man.
Don't slide that in at the end. Be like, by the way, coronavirus.
Everybody stay safe out here, man.
Wow. He sounded.
He sounded like a guy who realized, fuck, I just lost a lot of money, man.
You lost everything. I mean, good. That's what you get. That's what you deserve.
Way too comfortable, bro. Like, what? And then he's not. Man, if the guy's real, I've never wanted a person to be black in a racial slur incident, but just for this guy's intelligence level, like, why would you use that form of a joke in that fashion and think that it would be funny?
Yeah, I guess it was his communication spotter. So that guy could be black, could be white. I doubt.
How many black people are there in NASCAR? To your point,
I think there's a few. I think, right?
Yeah, but I like the chances of him being more like you than me. Wow, what an idiot, man.
Yeah, his mother's Japanese American. If that makes it any difference.
It makes him even dumber because it's like, bro, you don't even have the ignorance of being fully like colonizer like you have. I don't know, man. That's crazy.
It's bad. It's bad. All right. So the third one we're going to talk about is my boy, Christian McCaffrey, $64 million deal. I believe he is now the richest running back. Yep, he's the highest paid running back at 23 years old. His girlfriend's smoking hot. She used to go out with Danny Amendola, I want to say. And then they had real big falling out. Like he was like drunk and like posting all this stuff about her. She might have even been with Julian Edelman too, but that's like her. That's her strike zone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see.
Christian McCaffrey fits the mold.
Yeah.
Stud. He's every white guy's person they create on Madden. He is. I mean, it's just the way. I mean, I've created him a million times. But he's the highest paid guy, and he's a white running back, Sammie.
I mean, this is America. He deserves every dollar. If you're the Carolina Panthers, moving on from Cam, he's the star. He's the show. So you want to keep him fat and you want to keep him fed. So unfortunately, I hope this doesn't lead to even more carries because he had almost close to 600 carries or touches, I believe, with passes and rushes. So that's a lot to put on that frame that he has. But he's proven me wrong. I didn't believe he was going to translate to the NFL. I didn't believe he was going to be a touchdown scorer or in between the tackle type runner, and he can do it all. So he definitely deserves the payday. I don't think that it's coincidental that he was able to break the market because, for some reason, there were no, rumblings of Carolina not wanting to, do a deal with him or not wanting to reset the market for him. I'm not going to say it's because he's white, but hey, it's so crazy that, no pushback on his deal, just went right through. But he's still a very talented guy, and he deserves it.
Dana White, he's trying to bring back fighting. First, there was Fight Island. And then like the people, the powers that be at ESPN, Disney were like, if you do Fight Island, like we're exiling you. We're not gonna have Fight Island. There's like no rules, even though that would have been the coolest show ever. So now he's like, okay, we're gonna try something else. Very tenacious. He wants to be the first one back. I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna do sport, we're talking about sports coming back anyway. I don't see. I mean, UCF that has the least amount of participants out of all the sports other than golf. So what's the problem?
Yeah, I mean, in the words of Dana White, everyone's scared. Everyone's scared except him and Vince McMahon. That's what he said, and that's how he's practicing his operations of business. The Fight Island, it would have been great. Obviously, being in bed with Mickey and Minnie makes for a wild threesome, so they're not really just going to let you take control. But he's still very intent on making these fights happen and being the first major sport to come back to play. So I'm hearing May that he's trying to set up another fight for Tony Ferguson, who I really want to see fight. I wanted to see him fight Khabib, but that's probably not going to happen maybe towards the end of the year. But in the words of Dana White, he's telling the world that you're going to be safer at his fight than you are at your local grocery store. So that's a tall claim to make. I don't really know how that's possible, but he's talking like he has the pockets and the backing to make it happen. And I can almost guarantee that if he is able to do so, you will see other major sports fall in line afterwards.
I mean, as long as it's safe, as long as it's cleared by like the CDC and stuff, hell yeah, let's go. Let's watch something. I'll order it. It's pay-per-view. Why not? Get some sports. But Sammie, did we miss anything?
Now, other than that bum boy Deontay Wilder getting surgery on his biceps, really disappointed in him how he handled that loss. He made the rematch. I don't know how that's going to go down now with everything going on. But Deontay or any of your fans listening, please get better at boxing because you look really bad that last outing.
I got a confession to make. I've had bicep surgery before.
Did you come back like a harder hitter? Like
they were too big, Sammie. I had to get them short. Like they were just a little too big, so I had to, want to look normal.
Walk right into that one, man.
Like Popeye, just like, yo, what up? Email the show. No one's emailed the show. You could be the first one. You could be the first one.
We know you're home. You're not doing anything. Just email the show.
That's my email on the show. I can't believe it. sportssavageshow@gmail.com. You can holla at me. Slide me a DM at Garrett W. Savage on Twitter, Instagram. Sammie's still off the grid. Probably going to be off the grid for a while. What's the front of the hat say, Sammie?
The same thing the back says, baby. Orlando Magic. I don't even got to turn around. You see it. You say what?
Why is it red?
Why is it red? I just felt like getting it bopping real quick, man. Shout out to all my people who understand that reference, even though I don't condone violence. But I'm trying to get it bopping out here.
Trying to get a what?
Trying to get it bopping out here.
What's that mean? Try to get bopping.
Trying to get it bopping. Do me a favor. Don't ask anyone who looks like me where you live what that means.
Then why don't you tell me?
I like to leave the mystery. Maybe we'll get an email and somebody will tell you what it means. If they haven't by the next show, I'll let you know.
I'll figure it out. Bopping.
You gotta be bopping out here.
I'm already bopping. How about that?
You do keep it bopping. I'm not gonna lie. You're a savage.
Bop. I'll figure it out. And then I don't know. I'm thinking a mock draft, Sammie, next week of just sports conferences in general.
So any sport,
any conference from that sport.
I like.
Okay. All right. So if y'all have some, you can send them to us. We'll read them after. Maybe. Who knows? But that's it. That's the end of the show. Peace.
Not a crook.